can't lose. No, we can't lose.
Enjoy it while it lasts. Gambling gods, fickle bunch.
Oh, yeah.
So easily affected.
We have a shooter and a good one coming out for a new point. Get your bets down, ladies and gentlemen. He's a rolling point is 9, place 9. 9 a winner. Got a hot hand. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen.
They bet on absolutely anything. Don't make them prove it.
Yeah.
People who are beefing with each other, they have them sit up there at the front and say, okay, squash your beef. And then too many of them just said, is there beef?
You're tuned in to Gambling with Good Juju.
Welcome in, everybody, to Gambling with Good Juju, the show with more sauce than Yo Mama's Sloppy Joes. As RJ looks away from me, I do want to acknowledge that in addition to him, we have Curtis with us, and we have our first ever in-studio guest. Lisa, say hi to the audience.
How you doing?
Lisa.
Juju.
Oh,
gosh, no government.
names. Sorry. I'll Good Juju that. Lisa's here with
Mama
us.
Juicy.
Hashtag Mama Juice, Mama Juicy. All right. Well, let's get started. So, everybody, we got a great show for you today. We're going to be talking about some of the things that are hot garbage out there. We're going to be talking the Michigan cheating scandal. We're going to talk a little bit more about college basketball season now that that's kicking off. But before we get to all that, RJ, you're now back from Vegas.
Yes.
Lisa, you're now back from Vegas.
Yeah, not rested.
Not rested, but we're getting there. And so we're going to talk a little bit about your guys' trip and hear a little bit more about how it went. All right, let's get started.
Sweet.
To set the stage for everyone, you guys went out what day and what day did you come back?
Thursday?
Yes, Thursday.
It was a long weekend.
Thursday morning, had to drive to Quad Cities,
Yeah,
Okay.
took the Uber.
fly out, so I wouldn't miss a single moment of BravoCon.
Okay, so when did BravoCon start?
10 a.m. on Friday.
10 a.m. on Friday. Now, that doesn't mean your BravoCon didn't start on Friday. Didn't you guys go do some BravoCon-alicious stuff out in Henderson?
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Book signing.
Book signing,
New York
that's
Times
right. You guys
best-selling
said you
author.
were going to do it.
That's right.
And while we're on that topic, who did you guys see in line?
Who did we see in line?
Wait, was this in Henderson?
That was on Saturday.
Oh, that was on Saturday.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'll cut that. Okay, so you got in on Friday, or you got in on Thursday. You guys went downtown, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, we're going to go my order instead
Yes,
of this
fantastic.
order.
That's
So, Thursday night, Thursday you get in town. First of all, how was the Jaguar?
great. It was,
Once we finally figured out how to meet the person with it,
yeah.
it was fantastic.
Did he not come to the airport?
There was a little snafu on where to meet. I followed the directions absolutely perfectly. And
She
was
did
like-
not.
And after 10 minutes on the phone, she's like, oh, whoops. So,
10 minutes? That's not bad.
10 minutes.
Okay.
Maybe 20. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
All right.
How fast did you take it?
Right.
Not very fast.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Not fast at all.
That's extremely disappointing.
Waste of money. Okay. Moving on. So you guys get downtown. Lisa, you've been downtown before. So
I love downtown.
What was the first thing you guys did when you got down there?
Great question. Go to the hotel, I'm sure.
Went and got your free play.
Priorities.
Free play?
Went to the Golden Gate to get the free play. Yeah.
And how did that free play go?
We lost our
Yeah,
butts.
yeah. Did not win anything.
All right. So you got your free play, then you get checked in. You guys are downtown. Did you eat anywhere good? Did you do anything fun down there while you were down there?
So we waited in line twice at Evil Pie and got no pizza from Evil Pie.
I was a little hangry.
So we didn't. We just ate at Circa.
Well, how do you get in line twice? I'm not gonna move on past this. What happened?
Right. So we got in line the first time and it was like, all right, well, are we really this hungry to wait in line for pizza? No, let's just go drink. And then we got
And
done
gamble.
drinking and then it's like, all right, well, let's go get that pizza now. And now it's like, well, we were way too hungry to wait in this line now.
Yeah.
So
My
you ate
apologies.
at like the Circa.
So we
food
went all the
court?
way. We went all the way down and ate at Victory Burger at Circa all the way on the other end. Yeah.
I think we've all eaten Victory Burger now.
There's never a line.
All right. So you guys were down there. That's fine. You guys had a good time on Thursday. Let's get to the meat and potatoes.
One more free play story.
Okay. One
Oh.
more. Go on.
So you know how aggravating it is to get your free play at the El Cortez. Lisa's a trooper about it. Got all her 85 coupons. And how did it go?
It went great.
You crushed it.
I made some money playing blackjack.
Yeah, with her free play. Not only that, she hit a bonus on her slot free play. And like, most people like are in Vegas to get a bonus on a slot machine. And it's just going off doing her 65 free spins and she's texting with her mom, not even watching.
Yeah, I didn't recall that part.
So how was the slot pull then that you got out of it?
Yeah.
Was it a big winner?
Like $25.
Okay. So you netted out in the green from all the different promos you played?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Did she do the slot machines where it spits out quarters?
No.
Thank God.
I don't think, do those still exist?
At the
Yeah.
California.
No, at El Cortez.
At El Cortez,
Yeah,
too,
in that
yeah.
back room.
Oh, neat.
You got everybody sitting
nice.
back there with the cups.
Oh, nice.
God, I love that place.
Did you guys miss that? when we
I
went?
didn't see it.
You didn't see it?
If I had seen it, I would have played it. So
Next
obviously I didn't see it.
Let's go back.
Bet Bash. I've already locked it in.
Okay, so
All right. So Friday, you guys get up. You finally go down to the strip and you've got BravoCon. BravoCon kicks off at what time on Friday?
First panel is at 10. Doors open about 9, but you couldn't tell by the line.
the line was so long.
What time did you get there?
At 9:57.
that
Or no,
makes
what time
sense.
we got in the doors was 9:57. We
Yeah.
got there 8:30.
Oh,
bit
you
before.
got there way early.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
gotta get there.
So you were in the doors before 10 a.m.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Had to get there for the 10 a.m. panel.
Got through all
So
the traffic.
what was the 10 a.m. panel?
Ask Andy.
Ask Andy. That's Andy Cohen, right?
Andy Cohen, creator of The Housewives.
Did you ask Andy?
I did not ask
You
him.
did not ask Andy. Did you enjoy the other asks of Andy?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me what happened there. So what they talk about, just shows.
They talked about BravoCon, about the things coming up, hosted and emceed by a Radio Andy from SiriusXM
Okay.
host who is known for being very snarky.
Yeah.
Something about Chump. I don't know what it is.
Kind of roasted him,
I don't have SiriusXM. Roasted the people who were asking the questions.
which was also funny.
Did you enjoy the roasting?
I did.
Oh, good. Good.
It was funny, and I only got like 10% of it, but yeah.
Okay.
So, is the show scripted?
What show? The
The,
Housewives?
the panel or the Housewives?
The Housewives.
Oh, well, they self-produce all the time, but it is not scripted.
It's not really
Varies from city to city.
because that was kind of that was one of my questions. Like, what happens when there's beef on the show and all
It
the
is-
chicks show up in person for the BravoCon? Like,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Do you
right?
remember The Hills, Laguna Beach, MTV show, early 2000s?
No.
no.
Was scripted?
Look, is it scripted in the sense that they sit down together and go, we're going to do this here and we're going to do this here? No, right?
No.
But is it scripted in the sense that they know coming in the season, they got to make X amount of drama in order to stay entertaining from year to year?
Yeah.
Of course.
That is
Okay.
self-producing.
Stay on the
But
show.
also alliances. You have, for example,
Yeah,
in New
well-
Jersey, you have Team Teresa and Team Melissa.
Right.
And
Exactly.
the people on each alliance will figure out how to make the other team look worse.
Yeah.
And somebody wins.
And then they showed up to this thing and all got on stage and talked shit to each other.
Yes.
Oh, they were
Oh,
on the
okay.
panel?
Yeah.
Well, there are
Each show had a panel.
10, 20 panels a day. There's
Okay.
2 stages, 3 stages.
Wow.
Yeah, so they brought shade.
All kind of
Juju.
plus whatever
Juju.
whatever the audience members ask that might be very shady.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you get in there, you go through this first panel, you get out of the first panel. Are you jumping from event to event or are you mingling?
Everything.
What are you doing after the first panel?
First panel, getting ready for the next panel.
Okay, so
It's
you're
pretty
panel
overwhelming.
hopping. So we're starting off with a little bit of panel hopping.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're doing that. Is he by your side? I'm pointing to not Kurt, Ryan.
Most of the time, yes.
Yeah.
Most of the time, yes. So he's right by your side as you're hopping from panel to panel. That's wonderful. At what point are you getting stuff out of this besides the panels? Like you've mentioned a lot of mezcal,
And a
Ryan.
lot of bourbon. Oh, he was not there for all the bourbon. I was there for all the bourbon.
Is that it? Or were you like walking around exhibition halls and getting
Yeah.
like free stuff
No,
left and right?
I got so much pre-workout drink, energy drink, hydration drink, under eye patches,
Yeah.
lotions, balms for my face, all kinds of great stuff.
And what about you, Ryan?
Mostly the energy drink and the mezcal.
I did specifically take him to the bourbon booth
Yeah, I got
once
some
he was
bourbon.
there for the bourbon booth.
I wasn't quite mentally prepared for bourbon at like 11 a.m.
It's not even a shot. It's like
Yeah,
a
like
tablespoon.
An ounce. Yeah, a tablespoon. Yeah.
So how much of this is kind of like a party going on there?
It was pretty serious business.
Oh, really? It was more formal
it's
than
serious
fun?
fans.
Like these fans are serious. But you know, you had different grades of people there, right? So it's like
Right.
you had like people that were dressed up thinking they're going to be on the next show.
Oh no,
Oh,
all
okay.
the panels are on Peacock now.
No, but I mean like fans.
Well,
Like, there
it's
was-
for the photo ops.
Was there a
You're gonna-
healthy amount of individuals there hoping to catch the attention of someone
Yes.
to be on something?
Yes. There was people dressed up like they were going to
Okay.
be on the show.
Some people there from Wichita, Kansas. They're not getting on a show.
No, of course. But there was different. So there was that, and then there was people in t-shirts, and then there was people in pajamas. And it was like this whole range of different fans.
There
right?
were no people in pajamas.
Okay.
Audience, we hear this back and forth all the time.
I saw at least 2 people in pajamas.
He was one of them.
All right. So you've been doing this. This was a 3-day event.
Yes.
Okay, give me some of your highlights.
Oh, I mean, there were lots. Probably one of my favorite parts was just meeting everybody. I'm waiting in line to meet one person. I see another person walk out the door, and I run the entire length of the room to get to their spot first.
Savage.
Are you getting autographs or what are you doing?
Taking
in these
pictures.
spots? Taking pictures. Okay. Who'd you get pictures with?
Oh, who did I get pictures with? Lala, DJ James Kennedy, Sonia Morgan, a bunch of names you guys don't know.
Yeah, Kyle.
I know
Carl.
Sonia, Real Housewives of New York. What up?
banger.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that was one of my biggest gets. You guys would all like Kyle Cook, who is one of the people I got pictures with. I waited in line for him twice. Took that long to get a picture with him. He's where the quote on my shirt is from. Aside from it's not BravoCon, it's summer.
Yeah.
Is he from Vanderpump Rules?
No, he's from Summer House.
Dang it, I tried.
so-
Good try. That was a crossover that started
I knew
the
it.
show.
I didn't know it.
No.
Okay. All right. Anything else from BravoCon specifically that you found entertaining?
Well, just talking to a bunch of like-minded people was pretty amazing. And nothing can probably top Watch What Happens Live or the random run-in to the drunk cast members after it was over.
Okay. So watch what happens live. This needs to be a little conversation here real quick.
Okay.
First, I'd like to know who you went to watch what happens live or whatever.
Who we went with?
Yeah.
Well, that would be our new friend, Turd Ferguson.
Yeah. Shout out. What is that? Nefer07
Something
on
like that. Yeah. Something like that on the
GN, something like that.
Yeah.
Shout out Turd Ferguson. He gave me a happy birthday. So
Okay.
thank you very much for that.
during the game. Yeah.
During the Bears games?
Yeah, I
I'm
called.
like, hey, wish him a happy birthday.
Well, RJ abandoned me on my birthday, and rather than him call me on my birthday, I guess I decided to call him.
Well, to be fair, he had also already abandoned me on that day.
Well, it was the Bears game. You got to give him a little bit of slack here. It's day 3 of BravoCon.
Day 3.
You got to let him go watch that Bears game.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And I
okay.
did.
Yeah, right.
So
Exactly.
we ran into his wife in line for BravoCon on Saturday.
Bobby Sue.
Bobby Sue. Shout out Bobby Sue. She was super friendly. And yeah, I don't even remember how or why, but we struck up a conversation. She's just like, oh, my husband's a professional gambler.
Yeah, because everyone is so friendly, because we're all huge fans, just enjoying and passing time until we can get in the door.
Yeah. And God bless my wife. She's like, well, my husband fancies himself a professional gambler from time to time.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So yeah. And then like we watched the Bears game together the next day and then had lunch. And then he got tickets to the show and we went to dinner and all that.
Okay. So you're at the show.
Mm-hmm.
How was it?
It was pretty good. You could tell they were tired. They were not being as shady as they should have been for
Okay.
something that's about being shady towards each other.
Right. So they get like the 20 shadiest ladies and get them on stage.
Shade assassins.
Different shows?
Different shows.
Different shows.
And ask them pointed questions like, hey, here's a question to be shady as hell about somebody up here. And nobody would do it at first.
And squash that beef.
yeah.
People who are beefing with each other, they have them sit up there at the front and say, okay, squash your beef. And then too many of them just said, is there beef? No? Okay.
Yeah.
We're done.
But whatever.
Wait. What was the best beef squashed?
None of them were good that day.
There was not a single good
one
beef
of them
squash.
was good.
Okay.
Tamara Judge and Andy Cohen. She told him to F off.
That doesn't sound like beef getting squashed.
No, that was what the beef was.
Oh,
yeah.
so they squashed that beef.
They squashed that
They
beef.
squashed
It was during a reunion. Emotions were heightened.
Okay, I get it.
It was a cool production.
I feel like the intent of that was not to have the host squash beef. It probably was between the participants, the squash beef, was it not?
Well, Andy participates quite a bit with all the ladies, especially during a reunion and during Watch What Happens Live that's recorded in New York. So he gets beef with them too. They rage text him all the time.
What a lovely job.
So imagine
Is he sleeping with any of them?
I
gay.
just
Oh,
was looking at you going, no. Did you not see me looking at
What,
you?
could you just see the thoughts in my
I
head?
saw
going
you
like, oh my God,
going.
yes.
I saw exactly where you were going. Did you see me, Lisa? I shook
I
my head
did.
no at him. I
I
go,
did.
no,
No,
dude,
don't say
no,
that.
don't go. Don't go.
So I'm totally like,
No.
what an awesome job.
Andy Cohen, I figured out.
Right in.
By the
I
way,
don't think he would be as successful if he was sleeping with them.
Right.
I figured out how I really knew Andy Cohen.
Oh, okay.
Every New Year's Eve, I slip
CNN.
around different shows. I check them all out.
Yeah, there you
He's
go.
on the one.
Yes.
CNN.
With
Anderson Cooper.
Anderson Cooper.
All right, folks, let's keep this moving along. All right, so you guys got to meet Bobby Sue's Saturday.
Met Bobby Sue.
And then you got to
First
meet up
thing.
with Turd Ferguson. And then the highlight Sunday night, was that the closer? Watch What Happens Live?
Closer, Watch What Happens Live, 9 p.m. show. None of the people from Summer House, Winter House were there. They were all getting drunk on the promenade, and then we got to meet them.
How much time did you get to spend in Vegas not at BravoCon? Like, what was were you there from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day?
No, I did send a text that said, "Oh my God, it's dark outside."
Welcome to Vegas. We've all done that.
just weren't on a convention floor.
No, the much more worse one is when you go, oh my God, it's light outside.
No, so BravoCon, 8:30 all the way until 6 o'clock.
Yeah, you were doing like 10-hour days.
And you loved every second.
I loved every second of
you
it.
loved it.
Yes, I averaged about 7 to 8 miles a day just walking BravoCon.
What are the odds you're going back next year?
I don't know. What are the odds I'm going back next year, Ryan?
So I think we got it pretty dialed. Like, Gray and Bobby Sue are going to come with us, of course. We're just going to get the one-day tickets.
Does that mean it gets to be VIP?
Like, no, absolutely not. But now we know it's like, okay, we're just kind of savvy and we're going to run into them all anyway, right?
Are we savvy?
Yeah,
Am I savvy?
you were savvy. I just know how to get through the
So-
casinos, which was clutch the first day.
Yes.
Right now, live on mics, RJ's trying to negotiate down after she just said she loved every single second of every single day she was there.
Yeah.
I don't think you're getting a one day, dude.
Could you imagine doing that for another 36 hours next year, though?
Yes. 100%.
Why wouldn't you go?
How okay would you be if next year he goes and doesn't go as much with you to BravoCon?
Well, I got Bobby Sue.
Right,
Right.
Bobby Sue.
No, I can make friends all over the place. I did in every line I waited in.
Boom.
You're
We're
welcome.
Going. We're
Yeah.
going.
3-day pass. Done.
Boom.
All right.
Gambling.
All right. Overall, final thoughts.
Yes.
Trip to Vegas.
Yes.
Gambling wise, you felt good? Did you do any outside of the promo gambling?
I did. On the strip, we went to MGM. That sucked.
Okay.
There were no cocktail waitresses. They changed the minimum. In the middle of our time there, we were there an hour. They went up double
50
from 25 to 50
Yeah.
On the craps table?
on the
Yeah.
craps table.
You didn't pull off right away?
They grandfathered us in, but
Oh, okay. Nice. Nice.
Yeah, so
it was also just like not
MGM
fun.
sucks. O'Shea's is the best.
Shout out O'Shea's.
Won so much money playing craps. Sunday night.
So-
After it was the luckiest night of the world.
Probably the hottest craps table I've ever seen. And Lisa more than doubles her money. Literally playing the pass line with 1 times odds the entire time.
That's
Yes.
amazing.
Yes.
That's hard to do.
yes.
It worked.
And
I was afraid to
lost
do
money.
anything else.
How did you lose money?
Right. I'm just like 6 and 8 in it, trying to like build up and go out. And like, I literally lost money. And finally, I'm just like, I have to stop playing. Like, this is not working at all. But it was just like 11, 11, 11, 11, 7, 7. Like, this dude was just like crushing the come out rolls like crazy. I had never seen anything like it before.
So she's
was
just
amazing.
stacking
chips.
on the come out.
And she looks at me. She's like, so I have to figure out when to stop playing. And so it's like, I taught her a little chip management there on the fly. And like, she figured all that out. And it's like, okay, so every 100, and I put a white one in there and stuff. And it was awesome. It was super fun to watch.
First purple chip I've ever gotten.
Barney.
First
Lisa,
Barney.
for as much as I've gambled, RJ just taught me that same lesson a couple months ago. So,
And it was a fire day because I did the same thing in the morning. I got a Barney off a couple $100 buy-in. So in like 40 minutes.
I don't think I even knew that.
Yeah. That was before the Bears game. You went to BravoCon.
It's BravoCon. I went
Right.
for BravoCon.
Coffee dice.
so net, you guys netted out where with the gambling?
So I did some little mental math, and I was very conservative in that mental math. I think we netted out about $112 ahead.
That works.
That's still good.
That's
Unbelievable, right?
killer.
4 days.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and if I would have not bet on sports, it would have been way better.
Did you gamble substantially less, obviously, given time at BravoCon and stuff?
Well, let me tell you the good part about being on the strip. You don't have to play anything but craps because everything else has rules. So it's like I let you play a little bit of roulette on the 000, right? But like
You let me play.
I let you. That's not what I meant to say. But you played a little bit of 000 roulette. We never played
did.
blackjack on the strip. We didn't play anything else, right?
I
It was
only
just
hit
craps.
one number on roulette.
Yeah, out of that whole, yeah. So
So were there no 00 wheels on the strip?
I didn't see any.
Didn't we see one?
Maybe there was one somewhere.
Going back,
Yes.
not for BravoCon. You've done now for your anniversary circa. You've done the strip for BravoCon. Would you rather be downtown or on the strip?
If I'm doing Vegas,
Yeah.
not BravoCon, downtown.
Woo! Welcome to the club, Lisa.
4 for 4.
Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you had a wonderful trip,
I
and
had a
we'd
great
love to
time.
have you back on sometime.
I don't know what for.
Trip report. Next trip report.
All right, everybody. That's Mama Juice. Stay tuned. We're going to talk sports here in a second.
Good evening. This is Good Juju Bets, and we present to you the second half of our show.
So the squad ride lost.
Boo.
Well, thank you to Joey Tunes. Your 1-1 record on the year is still better than all but 4 of the touts we've tailed. So, moving on. This week for the squad ride, we are betting UCLA. I'm kidding. If we didn't bet them, we would be 5-3 in this dumb thing we're doing. Instead, this week, we're going to roll with our guy, Ben Carey. He's on Penn State plus 4.5. Kind of 5. He's at 5 to 4.5. So whatever you can get out there, it's been fluctuating. I like it. I like that we're on a big game. Normally we're on, those off games. This week we're riding with a big time game.
Who are they playing?
Michigan.
Oh.
This is like one of the biggest games of the week, if not the biggest.
Doing a little foreshadowing.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man. All right. Well, shout out Ben. Let's go straight into that. I want to talk
You want to give
about...
out his Twitter handle real quick?
Oh, yeah. Ben Carey. It's Ben, BEN_Carey. CARY_.
Yeah, shout out Ben.
Shout out to Chip Kelly, you loser.
Shout out Chip Kelly.
Never betting on you again.
What's his Twitter handle?
At Chippers. No,
I don't even want to talk about
you can't give
Yeah,
out
no.
names because then I just have to cut it.
Juju.
Right. All right. Let's talk about this Michigan cheating scandal, guys. Really quick rundown. Do you guys know about what's going on here? Have you been paying attention to this?
So I
Sort
only
of.
got in the text thread
Yeah.
for a little bit that morning.
We're looking to you to fill us in.
Yeah.
So
110%.
I am making us talk about this conversation. And yes, Kurt goes, why do we always have to talk about college sports? And it's because I put the most work into the agenda.
Fair enough.
Nailed it.
So this is the one topic, not gambling related, that I was like, we got to talk about this week. So super quick. Connor Stallions. He's a graduate assistant, coach, non-real coach, assistant role, something like that. He has been compiling for the past several years a Michigan manifesto of how he is one day going to take over as Michigan head coach. And apparently, this is super common. These level employees frequently collaborate between programs. So Ohio State's maybe communicating with Purdue's or with Rutgers. It's very common for these sorts of things to be taking place. However, he was working with other graduate students to compile a whole lot of information, basically, on everything related to all the programs within the Big Ten. Part of this involved all their signs. Which, let me tell you, stealing signs, from everything I've read since then, is very common practice in all levels of pretty much all sports, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
To some capacity. However, there are lines to that. So many programs, what they'll do is they'll tape all the games or have whatever recordings they do. Then they go through and they watch the sidelines and they look and they pick off signs and they do that. Connor Stallions decided to take it a little bit further. And here's what we don't know. We don't know, is Connor Stallions a rogue agent doing this? Or is it Jim Harbaugh doing it, passing it down, Connor Stallions the mule?
Right.
We don't know. Right. There's theories. Anyway, doesn't matter. So Connor Stallions would actually go to games and get on sidelines potentially and get people's signs while on the sidelines at these games, like straight up espionage. There is a picture out there supposedly of him on Central Michigan's sideline in a Central Michigan hat, wearing sunglasses, just standing there.
So he's on the opponent's sidelines.
Central Michigan was playing Michigan State. So he wanted information on Michigan State. So he was on Central Michigan sideline. Central Michigan has no record of Connor Stallions at that game. They also cannot identify the person in the hat with sunglasses on the sideline.
I love this guy.
And it looks just like him.
So I was under the impression that he was on the opposing sideline during Michigan's actual game. That's not the case.
No, he was traveling to other games,
Oh, okay.
getting access to their sidelines, and then stealing signs from there.
Wow. I mean, hats off to you, Connor.
So
Want me to take this story next level
Yes.
for you?
Oh, yeah.
There's another layer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Michigan is now launching an investigation into Ryan Day's brother. Do you know who Ryan Day is?
Head coach of OSU.
He is connected to an investigative firm in New Hampshire that supposedly hacked illegally Connor Stallion's computer to get the information that was then shared with the Washington Post, who leaked the story.
Oh, my gosh.
So now you've potentially got Ohio State involved at a very high-level espionage type situation.
This is fantastic.
So let me get this straight. They hacked his computer to leak the story to Washington? Specifically?
To the Washington Post.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So Ryan Day's probably like, hey, why does Michigan... Has Michigan been beating Ohio State?
Michigan, Jim Harbaugh was on the hot seat up
for-
until the pandemic, basically,
For not beating Ohio State, right?
for not winning enough games. And then suddenly he's been hot as a pistol the last 2 to 3 years.
I love
And
it.
the sign stealing scandal goes back to that period.
Did he beat Ohio State last year?
Yep.
Did he beat him the year before?
Yep.
Oh, baby.
He's going for 3 straight this year.
There you have it.
So Ryan Day's got to be like, what is going on?
Yeah, get rid of
I
this.
usually beat the crap out of Michigan, and now they're just, we can't beat them.
So now all the Big Ten coaches are getting on a conference call with the commissioner and demanding he do something about it. However, Michigan is going to bring in so much money for the conference if they go to the national championship and win.
Yeah.
If they make the playoff, they make a ton of money for the conference. So there's no motivation from the conference to do anything about this. Even though this is just a blatantly terrible thing that's taking place.
Oh, man. What a gross sport.
I am so excited for the Michigan-Ohio State
I
game
know,
this
so
year.
am I.
So did they fire this guy?
Connor Stalions officially resigned, they
Resigned.
said. He was suspended.
Okay. None of the other guys in his little Boy Scout club got fired, though?
Like from other programs
Yeah.
and stuff?
Yeah.
No, well, one of them's the source.
The source of the whole.
Right.
The leak.
Someone told Brian Day or something to somehow they got the information from somebody to go do this.
To go hack his computer and give it to the Washington Post.
Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing.
That is amazing.
I can just from Harbaugh being the 49ers head coach and the words that he would use, like I put in the text thread, like beyond reproach. Like that was like Jim Harbaugh's
It's so
saying
great.
at the 49ers. So I absolutely believe Harbaugh's behind it. I don't doubt it for 1 second. But here's the crazy thing. He's going to leave Michigan, and the Raiders are going to sign him to a 6-year, $120 million deal or something crazy like
Jim
that.
Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to give him the world, and nothing's going to happen to him.
And it's going to be because of the sign stealing.
Yeah.
Like, was he going to be the hot name in the NFL back in 2020 when he was about to be
He's
fired from Michigan?
always the hot name in the NFL.
Even when he was struggling in Michigan?
Oh,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Because
Yeah.
he went to a Super Bowl and 3 NFC Championship
Yeah,
games
yeah,
with the
might as well
Niners.
right there.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's going to go to the Raiders.
All right.
Interesting.
But can't wait to see Ohio, Michigan State. Or Michigan State. Michigan State's terrible. Can't wait to see Ohio, Michigan.
State and Michigan.
What'd I say?
You said Michigan State and Ohio.
God, that's a snoozer.
We are super fans.
All right. Kurt, you know what's hot garbage?
Tell me, bud.
Hopefully not this segment. We're introducing hot garbage.
Hot garbage.
Hot garbage.
So can we run?
Copyrighted
Let's just
version.
give the listeners a kind of like a backstory on hot garbage real quick, right? Because that's something you and I. Well, you started it, but you and I used to hot garbage it all the time.
Everything that was hot garbage. I mean, yeah, we'd go back and forth all the time. We would.
Hot garbage.
I'm going to be honest with you, Kurt. This is a little bit of a struggle for me because our hot garbage era was my 20s. And I'm struggling with a lot of stuff from my 20s.
What are we doing? An intervention here?
No, I did that 4 years ago. Oh boy, we're getting a little too personal
Hot
here.
garbage.
All right, so we're introducing our new segment, Hot Garbage. That's where we run down the things in the sports gambling world that we find to be hot garbage. Kurt's this week isn't specifically about sports gambling, but we're going to enjoy his rant anyway.
Yeah.
First, we're going to start off with me. You know what's hot garbage? The CFB rankings.
Boo.
RJ's been hammering home that the spread is so important that Vegas is the market to watch for general sports news. All year long, it's been the same theme. Georgia, Michigan, Georgia, Michigan. Then they released these CFP polls that are honest to God, not their beliefs at the time. I genuinely believe they sat in that room and said to themselves, what will get us the most attention? Not Georgia, not Michigan. Let's go Ohio State this week. You know who doesn't care about your rankings, ESPN? Vegas. You know why they don't care, ESPN? Because they're doing the real work to determine who the best teams in the country are, while you sit there and think, how can we irritate college football fans with obviously bad rankings? Michigan plus 230, Georgia plus 250. Those are your 1-2 in the college football rankings. Pick your order. Ohio State at number 1 is just an insult. CFP college football rankings, what a sack of hot garbage.
Very nice, Pete.
Then we gotta like flush the toilet or something.
So Pete's hot garbage is college football rankings by ESPN. Because who even watches or reads ESPN except when there's a game on, right? I mean, who reads? I'm thinking of ESPN, the magazine.
Yeah.
Kurt
Anyways,
just goes, who reads?
who reads?
Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter. Shout out gambling Twitter.
Give me your hot garbage.
My
Kurt.
hot garbage take. Well, there's big news in the NFL that happened this past week with the former Patriot, and shout out to the McGurvins for this one. Because they're all familiar with Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels got canned last week, rightfully so. He is one of the worst head coaches of all time, and his record speaks for it. He is the only NFL head coach to coach at two different teams and not make it out of the second year of his contract.
Wow.
Isn't that fantastic?
The only one ever. Wow.
Only one ever. So, that got me thinking about the Patriot way, right? And all the head coaches that have gone on to coach over the past couple years.
Big successful tree, right?
Quite the opposite of successful tree. Actually, every assistant and every coordinator that has gone on to be a head coach, except for two, Brian Flores and Bill O'Brien, have been absolute stinkers in the NFL at their next head coaching jobs.
Wow.
So that got me also thinking, is Bill Belichick really the greatest head coach of all time, or is it Tom Brady?
I agree with you. I think I know where you're going.
Tom Brady. Absolutely. So Bill Belichick is going to get fired from the Patriots.
Really?
No, they're going to let him resign.
They're going to let him resign.
Okay. This year?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's done. He's done.
Wow.
So now Bill Belichick's going to be a head coach. And we've seen the results without Tom Brady. And you got to wonder, where's he going to go? Where's he going to end up, right?
Probably Chicago.
So maybe. So what is really hot garbage is Bill Belichick, all his assistant coaches, and specifically Josh McDaniels. Nobody likes him. Nobody that has ever played for him has liked him. He should be out of the NFL and should never coach again. That is my hot garbage take.
Josh McDaniels.
All right. I got to follow up on this. Who's the best assistant coach outside those two names that you gave? Brian Flores, you said solid. And who was the other one? You said Bill O'Brien.
Bill O'Brien. They're the only two with winning records.
They're the only two with winning records.
Yeah.
What's the best of the losers?
Oh my gosh.
I just want to know, what are some of the biggest names here?
Matt Patricia.
Oh, terrible.
13-29. Romeo Crennel, 32-63.
Oh, shout out Romeo. Remember when he was good for like 8 weeks?
So Brian Daboll, who currently coaches the Giants, is 11-13. He's the best of the worst.
Okay, Brian Daboll. I don't know what to make of them
They looked good
with the Giants, but like
Right?
against the new look Vegas
But they don't.
Raiders.
They also Tommy DeVito. They need to fire the GM then too, because to allow Tommy DeVito to go out there, and he was Illinois' quarterback last year. Never in a million years did I think Tommy DeVito would be a quarterback in the NFL. And then I look at my score alerts and I see Tommy DeVito rushing touchdown. And I go, holy smokes, Tommy DeVito's made it in the NFL. And then every single second since then has been a disaster for him.
Yes, it has.
He is the worst quarterback you've ever seen.
Yeah.
We had a text thread in our Onions Fantasy League between Illinois, where I'm an Illinois fan, and they're Purdue fans, most of them. And someone posted in there, oh my God, it's Aiden O'Connell versus Tommy DeVito. We just watched this last year.
That is awesome.
That was the game we were at. It was Aiden O'Connell versus Tommy DeVito last year. They played each other in the NFL this year. I didn't even reply to the text thread because all I could think is Aiden O'Connell's going to shred him up in this game.
And he did.
And he did.
So, yeah, I agree with you. Real quick on that topic, while we're on the topic of the NFL, anyone want to blindly play NFL overs with me the rest of the season?
Tempting.
We're way too late to hop on this understrain.
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
holy smokes. And I'm kicking myself because I said myself before the season started, stop playing all those boosts and everything on these primetime games where the players never hit anything because it's a primetime game, and just play unders on them. And if I had, I'd be hitting at 76% right now.
That's crazy.
Primetime games are 22-7 to the under. All NFL games, if you blindly bet it, 61% so far to the under.
That's amazing.
And I wonder why I'm not having fun playing all these prop bet all over. I think I just figured it out.
How do we do this week on the board?
I don't know. Terrible. Did anyone ever win?
I didn't win.
I think I won.
Congratulations. You were probably once again the only one.
Yeah. Lisa said something about CeeDee Lamb 100 yards again.
Did she play it?
I don't know.
No.
It won.
Yeah, he got 191.
She's taking a L.
On her way out.
It wasn't posted.
On her way to BravoCon, she goes, if anybody asks about my play, just give me CeeDee Lamb 100 yards again. I'm like, okay, got it.
So yeah, maybe I'll blindly play all unders, but no, I'm kidding. I quit the NFL.
Yeah, good.
No.
That's good.
We're done.
I mean, and you probably got college basketball now on Sundays, right?
Right. So what a tease, my man.
Well, yeah.
Great work.
Professional work here.
So let's get into our last topic here. CBB finally kicked off this year. For those wondering what that means, that's college basketball season. Watched my Illini, went really well. They smoked my EIU Panthers. That was kind of fun.
Oh, fun game.
Yeah, I did a couple stints there at EIU before I hit over to Illinois. So got to see both teams play each other. My wife asked, she goes, so would you consider cheering for Eastern here? And I go, if Illinois loses to Eastern Illinois, I will be devastated. So, as we get into this season, I did want to do a quick follow-up on our modeling conversation with Corby from a few weeks ago. So, let me say this. First, I'm trying, okay? It isn't going well. I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't really know how to do it. So, here's where I'm at. I've pulled data into Google Sheets. So, one thing I did learn, how to scrape data off a website. That was very valuable. So, I got data in. Got the numbers there, and then I look at the numbers and I go, okay, it's time to make these numbers look different. So you go back to those sites and you look for a couple other metrics and you pull them in, and then you go, here's these numbers. Now what am I going to do with them? Now I understand from my history somewhat of what goes into doing that, and I know enough to know I don't know how to do it. So I bring it in and I take a look at it and I compare it to the other data, and you start to, okay, well, what if I put a weighting factor and do a subtraction? And then I'm like, I don't know what this number means. What if that made the number go the wrong way? And it's at that point I go, okay, so now I know I need to do this on historical data and backtest it. I have not figured out how to do that.
How to get the data.
Part of things. So right. Yeah. So at the end of it, I had some data in there. I didn't know what I was doing with it. It left me with nothing. Like garbage data that doesn't mean anything, and I have no way to really accurately test it yet. Okay. So that leaves me with my newest strategy, qualitative research. And that's what Corby indicated. He's like, look, you can pay attention to everything that's going on and make adjustments to these base rankings based off that. Or you can get quantitative with it, pull in a bunch of different data factors, apply weights to all of them, and try to make a model out of that. Okay. I need to understand how things move and why they move before I understand how I'm going to make them move with my model. So my newest approach is starting to follow all these different basketball reporters, all these different things, following scores. I'm going to track these numbers as they're going along on my own to see how their ratings move, how their tempo adjusts based on outcomes, what drives it, and try to understand like the flow of the data a little bit better and rely more on, okay, well, here's how I would adjust it based on what I'm hearing about this team.
You're really going down the rabbit hole on this. I like it.
I don't know how else to do it because if I just keep trying to blindly throw numbers at it, I know I'm not accurately researching it.
Yeah.
Good for you.
You looking at just Big Ten here?
That's it.
Yeah.
This is going to take, I couldn't do it for more than the Big Ten.
Right. Just confirming.
And so I'm not trying to do this for the non-conference season. I'm trying to watch what's happening here during the non-conference season, look at the data week to week, kind of see how it moves, track the teams, pay attention to the teams so that when conference season comes, I have an idea how I want to adjust those numbers. So we'll see how it goes. I'll keep everyone updated as we go along, and we'll see where we net it out. Sound good?
I can't wait.
Can't wait to market the hell out of it and sell it.
Ship it.
All right. So one last thing here. The college basketball season has started. I've now got one futures bet in place. I've got my eyes on a couple other things. I think now's the time to start considering that coaches who can win it all strategy. Remember we talked about that?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I thought that's where we were going to get to with the modeling, but okay, yeah.
So that's part of what I'm looking at while I look at that is that. But it's a separate project because that's just Big Ten. This is teams I think can win it all based on coaches. Okay. So separate project. We'll get to that as we get into November. I think I placed my UConn ticket after Thanksgiving. So I'm going to look at the market here as we get into a few weeks, and we'll find some based on coaches who look like they're doing good. Anyway, I'm not currently well versed enough on who's actually doing well, so I took a look at the top of the odds boards just to give a quick update on the national championship and see who we think we like. So I found it interesting. There were several groupings of teams in these national title odds. I used all FanDuel for these, but Duke, Kansas, and Purdue all at 11-1. Now, let me give you guys a couple facts here. Kansas lost to Illinois in an exhibition. Purdue has lost 3 straight tournaments to a double-digit seed, and Duke is led by a second-year coach. I don't know about any of them. Thinking maybe Duke. I mean, that's kind of the weakest of those arguments.
What's up with the Purdue head coach? When is he getting sacked?
I mean, he's got Purdue at the top of the conference every year.
But he keeps failing in the tournament.
Yeah.
Right?
Problem is, tournament's crapshoot. So
He's been there a long time.
They generally don't get judged on tournament. They generally get judged on.
He coached at Southern, right? I think he was a Southern coach.
Yep,
Oh,
yep.
yeah.
Matt Painter. Matt Painter. So then our next tier, we've got Creighton and Michigan State at 18-1. Michigan State just lost to James Madison. So
How about James Madison?
God, that was awesome.
The awesomest collegiate year of sports.
they are literally having the greatest year. They're up in the business of the NCAA. They're mad. We're all on their side,
Yeah.
right? We all
Shout
want
out James Madison.
Who doesn't want James Madison bowl eligible?
Of course.
And you know the stupid NCAA is going to do their dumb stuff and deny it. Ugh. Anyway, then we've got a 4-team grouping: Marquette, Tennessee, Kentucky, Houston, all at 20-1. And then last but not least, UConn is our 10th team at 22-1. Soft spot for them, obviously, in my head. That's your top 10 odds boards. So out of all those, I've placed one bet. And I got Houston at 28-1 because there was one book, Caesars, sitting out there. That play is courtesy of our guy, Corby Craig.
I tailed that. Are we looking at them being another number 1 seed?
I mean, they're right up there. They're in the top 10 of the odds board. They're in the Big 12 now. So now they're going to get to play a schedule that actually prepares them even better for the tournament, hopefully.
Okay, good.
I kind of like that. I like them playing it. I also have no idea who the best team in the country is, but I will give one homer take for you. In college sports, you mostly want to get old, stay old. Bring in these top-tier freshmen, surround them with experienced players who know how to run a team. I just mentioned that Illinois beat Kansas in their exhibition game. What if I told you the average age of the players on the floor at the end of that game, come Selection Sunday, will be 23 years, 5 months?
What?
Like, come on. Who's going to be more experienced than that roster? That roster isn't just filled with nobodies either. Those dudes have won at other places. We brought in 3 transfers, all seniors. One of them from your Salukis, Kurt, and he's good.
Oh, yeah?
Marcus Domask. Yeah.
Mm.
So I am going to have to head down to the Paradise this week because you can get them 50-1 right now to win the national title.
Coach,
Or as high as 60-1 some places.
coach is good enough.
I like Underwood. I don't know about his tournament performance, but like I said, I genuinely believe most of that's a crapshoot.
All right. Well, I think I might ride with you on that.
Yeah, me too. Can we go down there and get a ticket from
You
the
can get a
Paradise?
ticket down at the Paradise.
Cool.
Paradise Casino.
All right. Last but not least, now that we are in full swing, just wanted to give a quick list of some of the dudes that we're going to be tailing over the course of this season. These are people who have been researching all offseason and hopefully have an edge on the books. So here we go. First and foremost, our guy, Corby Craig at Keep Betting Co. He's constantly giving out free stuff. He's got the Bet US show with Kyle Hunter at Kyle Hunter Picks, who happens to be another person I would recommend you all tail. I also subscribe, by the way, to Kyle Hunter's newsletter, and I get a free college football play every week out of it, and it's pretty good. Also, Turnstone Capper, D-Money Makes Money. Our guy, Ben Carey, we just shouted him out for the football play. And of course, Dave Koken.
Shout
Our
out
guy,
Dave
Koken. And then, Kurt, you had one other Twitter account that you had mentioned we've tailed in the past. What was that?
Yeah, I think you turned me on to this account, Pete. It's VR System Plays.
And what does he do?
I have no idea how it works, but it's kind of a second half model. So he'll put out plays at halftime of games.
I'm remembering this now. It's not even a model. It's just a system play. It's if a certain team has shot
Yes.
above a certain percentage.
Yes.
and maybe a free throw component or something's factored in there.
Oh, interesting.
Then you hammer the other side.
Yes.
And it only works for about a month and a half of the college basketball season, and it works every year. And this account gives out the plays, and it just pops up in January, and then it goes silent, like by March.
So it's pretty simple. You bet against any team on the second half line if that team in the first half made 60% from beyond the arc and had a minimum of 10 or more shots attempted.
10 or more shots attempted. Okay.
And it's crazy. It's crazy how it works.
It's
blow
very
your
good.
mind. It's very good. It's a very
I'm
good.
in. I'm in.
It's live betting. You got to pay attention during the games. Turn your notifications on.
Yep. VR System Plays at VR System Plays.
Okay, well, enjoy your college basketball betting season. Take a look at those accounts. Give them a follow. Give them a shout. If you have any questions, reach out to us. Good juju to all your bets, and we'll talk again soon.
Get your Illini tickets in.